wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe, the Panther, the third, and man, today my special guest, once again, for this awesome week that we are starting today, Sabrina, it's PPW week, PPW 100 week, girl.
It's crazy because I gave you a list of names and I said, if you get any of these guys on your podcast, I will come on as a co-host, and you succeeded with the one that I wanted to do on the most. And so I'm so grateful to have this person join us today for the week of PPW.
Yes.
Even though he's not on the card.
Yeah, that was the bummers. Sabrina, you want to introduce our guest today?
I guess so. So guys, please welcome our guest, the one, the only, Johnny Moran.
Well, thank you. Jeez, I'm flattered. I've never been a wanted guest, so like this is awesome. Thank you.
You were on the first of the list that I sent him. I was like, Johnny Moran.
The top tier. Thanks. I appreciate that.
This is great.
It means a lot.
So Johnny, welcome to Dudes at Ringside. Who trained you?
Who trained me? A guy by the name of Justin Glory. But my training didn't stop there. I also, as soon as I was done training at Justin's and I graduated, I continued training down at the Sanctuary with John Trotsky. And then after that, I went to the PPW school for a while with Mikey Whipwreck. Deshaun Pratt was there. Tommy Swade was there. I was helping out. So training really never stops. I stopped in for a brief moment with Mike Speedball. Not very long there though.
Sabrina, next.
Oh, so I'm so sorry. I am zoning
out. You're good. You're good.
I'm telling you.
Big guess. You're in awe and shock, right?
I got nervous. Stop. So Sanctuary is, you still wrestle there, right? But you mostly wrestle at Titan.
Yeah. Well, Sanctuary doesn't run as often as Titan does because Titan runs every single month for the entire year, sometimes twice or three times a month. They can keep your schedule pretty full. They also have branch off companies like Funhouse Wrestling, also Chosen Pro. They have companies in development for just fundraisers. They're quite a large company, and they're broadening out of their next big show will be the Andre the Giant show. It's going to be actually down in North Carolina. They're in conjunction with AML down in North Carolina. Also, Andre the Giant's family is in on this, so it's pretty cool to be a part of.
Awesome. So is that what made you what made you choose Titan? Is it because of all that they do, or is it because there was a vibe?
I was looking for bookings back right before COVID, because Titan wasn't a thing. Titan just became a thing right when COVID hit. So I was looking for promotions to work because everybody was shut down. They were one of the only ones that were running at the time, and I reached out to the promoter because I used to work, because they broke off from SWF that also runs in New Jersey. So I reached out to the one promoter, and he had me on the show. And then the other promoter, Billy, saw me at the show and was like, hey, I could really see you becoming our heavyweight champion. And I'm like, cool. Because you hear that from every promoter ever, but if they actually stay with it and go with that plan and someone doesn't get in your way and actually do it. So what happened was I got booked for the entire year there. They started ramping up their shows, having maybe two or at least one every single month. Every now and then you get two a month, and they just kept booking me. And then next thing I knew, I was their heavyweight champion. There was no, everything that Billy and Charlie at Titan said was going to happen, happened. So, I had a lot of faith in them, and, they're probably one of my favorite promotions that I've ever worked for, them in the Sanctuary. Everything that John has told me will happen has happened. So, my loyalty goes to the people that always are going to tell me what's going to happen and actually follow through with it. It's hard. It's a hard thing, especially on the indies, to like find where like someone's like, hey, we're going to push you this direction, and it's not going to get like deterred, and like someone's going to come in and completely take the script and throw it out, and you're going to do something completely different now. So they stick with the plan and follow through with their plan and their vision. So that's why I stayed with them.
Yeah, that's awesome, Johnny. That you stick to the plan, and you know what's your favorite place to like the promotion you wrestle with. But my question for you is there any place in the country or the world that you would like to travel to that you have not been to yet?
Travel to that I have not been yet.
That's on your bucket list or the wrestling big list. You know what I mean? Like that list.
All the like little like and I say little I like all the places I've ever wanted to work are in my hometown, and I've worked them all. You know what I mean? Like I worked at the Catholic Youth Center, the CYC in Scranton, like my third match. And like that's where I went as a kid to see wrestling with my uncle, like the CYC. So I had my first time being on WWE Extra Work, and the place where I had like my match in front of the roster and the agents was Scranton Wilkes-Barre, the arena that I also went to and wrestled as a kid, or went to see wrestling as a kid. And then the PNC Field in Music. I went to see baseball games as a kid there. Like they're our minor league team where I'm from. So like everywhere like that like has like a special place in my heart I've been at. The only other place I would say that I would ever really like that would mean something to me would probably be like Madison Square Garden or something like that.
Well, you're not the Jonas Brothers, so
I know. Well, you know, hey. If they're looking for an extra Jonas brother, like a security guard brother.
I was gonna say, can you sing? I was gonna say,
no,
can you sing?
No. I can shake a tambourine or maraca, like nobody's business. And
I guess sure. You know what's his name? It's in PPW that sings. What's his name? Oh my gosh.
There's a guy at PPW that sings. I've never encountered that.
Oh my gosh. What's his name? Oh my gosh. Now I'm blanking. I'm gonna remember his name.
Oh my gosh, guy. That sings.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that sings.
No, it's weird. It's funny that you say that. You're like, it's a lot of it's in your hometown, because I got out of wrestling for a while, and like then I started like going to like little shows around me, and then of course my dad took me when I was younger. But the ones that are younger, let me tell you, are way different than they are now, because I don't know if it was just like there's more storylines nowadays. Like I know at like Titan, you have a manager, which are we going to call Aaron Roxas a manager of yours?
He's not my manager. He's going to be so upset you called him my manager. We manage each other every now and then. We're partners.
You're partners.
Yeah.
But like he kind of calls the shots.
Yeah, he's got me under his spell there. You know,
we got
it.
Like,
that's the story.
Mr. Ross, right?
I never had like a like all of like my wrestling career, if you want to call it a career, for like the 8 years I've been wrestling. I never had a storyline that it was like dark horror like that, and like that's his character. So like it works that we're like very close friends, and he was getting into Titan. And sometimes when you, and like this is what I always tell people, like whoever you hang around with, sometimes like promoters are like, well, why don't we put you with that guy? Like why doesn't that guy do something with you? You guys have such good chemistry outside the ring. So that kind of that's just how that happened. And I'm like, well, I can't be like my normal like underdog. Like I was turning heel there anyways, so I couldn't be like the bitter little whiny person that I would be normally that complains about stuff. Like I was like, they've seen that already at the Sanctuary. If you follow me and like you're in my audience, you've seen that. Like you've seen that performance from me. So like, why not give them something new? Like this character is more quiet. Like the Johnny Moran with Aaron Roxas, he's more quiet. Roxas leads the talking. I'm just kind of standing there. I'm just kind of sitting there. Like, he's leading the show. I'm kind of in the background. I come in when I need to come in. So it's like a different dynamic for me where I'm used to like driving the ship. It's nice to like sit back and kind of let it coast and let him like push the vision. And like, I go to him more for the questions on this because like I like horror, but like he's like all in on horror, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a fun thing because I never got to do that. So it's something different, something new. It's something that keeps me fresh, and like he'll come up with ideas. I'm like, oh, what if we did this or what if we did that?
He comes up with some really good ideas because like I've seen him like a few times like in wrestle, and every time that I've seen him, like I get so creeped out by his character.
Right.
But like I've taught like because like I did UCW with him, like he was there, and like he's like the nicest person outside the ring, but like inside the ring, like it's terrifying. Like it's like just his facial reactions, like that it's good, it's golden. So to see you guys like kind of together, because like I know you guys were friends, because you guys are always at the shows together at PPW.
Right.
He came to see you at PPW, and I saw, like, I was always wondering that. I was like, why are they not working together? So to see that happen is kind of cool. But Aaron, if you're watching this, I totally did not mean to call you a manager.
Somewhere he's freaking out right now that on Monday.
Call me a manager.
Johnny's gonna text the manager and be like, dude.
Dude, screen a call to the manager. When this video goes up on YouTube, you can be like, not the manager. First comment, really.
Exactly.
Exactly. I want to say this story because I think that it's like the first time I met Johnny Moran.
This is a good story. I like this story. This is fun.
And Joe I haven't even told Joe this story. I said to him before we got live, I said, I gotta tell this story. So Johnny was making his comeback, little did I know, to PPW. And he was like in line talking to people, and I was like, what the heck is this guy? Like, he's just talking to people in the line, like whatever. So then we're sitting there. I haven't seen this guy. I was like, whatever. He just comes in. What match was that? Do you remember what match that was? You were defending Tom Mitchell.
Yeah.
Against Championship Material, was it not?
I was just going to say Championship Material was attacking Tom Mitchell, and then I did this nice little graceful roll in the ring, and they rolled out.
You did. And, like, it's funny because, like, I saw so many people around me were like, oh, my God, Johnny Moran made his comeback. Oh, my God. And I'm sitting over here going, I have no idea who this man is.
Yeah, I never had a welcome back chant until then. And I was like, wow, that's cool. That's what that feels like. All right.
I'm sure it was meaningful to you.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
But, like,
it was cool because, like, all right, so, like, I'm going to be honest with you, like, coming back to PPW, the last time I was there in that building, like, Andy Header, like, beat me in 3 seconds because we were double booked. Like, so what happened was I agreed to a booking at another promotion, and then I was still the PPW WYLN champion, and PPW ran a show literally 2 weeks before. Like, they announced it 2 weeks before, and I'm like, hey, I'm booked already. And they're like, what? Like, you're the champion, we need you here. So I'm like, oh crap. Like, I'm like, can you put me on first? Because like I'm main event there. So we only had what we had. And like sometimes that happens. Like, you're like, yeah, me and Andy could have went out there and put on like a 5-minute match, or we could just wrap this up quick and then go into another story with it. Because that's what I like originally thought when I was coming back to PPW. I was going to be doing something with Andy, because I thought we left it off there to like come back and touch that story again. But they had different plans. When I came back, they wanted me to work with Mitchell. So when I came back, I'm like, crap. Like, so I'm used to the Hazleton building. Like, that's where.
And I never saw the Hazleton building.
Yeah. So like, that's where like I was so many different characters at that Hazleton building. So I'm like, I'm going into that show and I'm like, shoot, anybody gonna remember me? Like, the last time they saw me for 3 seconds. Like, you popped me in the mouth and pinned me. I'm like, no one's gonna know me. Like, you're sitting there with butterflies in the back. And I remember I was doing push-ups and then I was doing squats, and then I'm like, Facade was standing next to me. He's like, man, you nervous? I'm like, yeah, man, like they ain't gonna remember who the hell I am. Like, I don't mean anything. And he's like, huh? And then he goes, you're Johnny Moran. And I'm like, yeah, I know that. I'm hoping they remember that too.
Well, it
He
like
just started laughing. I just started laughing. And I'm like,
I at that moment at that show, a lot of people were just like every show was like there was like new people coming in. So like I just thought
new
you were a
guy.
new guy coming in.
New guy.
I was like, oh god, because like everyone knows I'm a huge Action Andretti fan. So like to see a new guy like you come in, I was like, well, like Andretti might have like competition because like this might be my favorite wrestler. So
look out.
yeah, well, this is the thing. So Johnny knows this because he was there, but I really wanted a picture of Johnny Moran. I would never go up to him because like I don't go up to people like that. So I said to my dad, I was like, "Oh man, like that sucks. Like I wish like Johnny Moran would have just stuck around for pictures." And lo and behold, he was like parked next to us. And my dad's like, "Oh, here, I got it." I was like, "Don't do it." He knocked on his window and he's like, "My daughter would like a photo with you." And I was like, Dad, like I was so embarrassed. And ever since then, like I've been a huge fan of yours. But like,
Oh, thank you.
I kid you not, every time Joe that me and him talk about this, I say how embarrassed I was. He's like, "Oh no, I thought it was pretty cool." Like,
yeah, no, like that like those things like mean stuff to me. Like honestly, like when people ask me for pictures and that, like I'm just a kid from Scranton, like you know what I mean? Like I just wanted to wrestle and see if I could make it to like a big show. That was it. And then
but you never would bring your merch. You never
oh yeah,
brought.
it was hanging out in my trunk because the moment you tell me you don't have tables at the building, I'm like, I'm not doing the ring thing because like, all right. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you do the side of the rink thing, you got the table, or we got the ropes that you put your damn shirt up on. You got about, I don't know, 3 to 4 minutes, and that sucker's gonna fall. Then you're turning around. Then people are seeing your back. Then you're not talking to people. Then you're trying to hang things. Then people are trying to talk. It's such a mess. And then I get anxiety, and I'm like, you know what? Not worth the one T-shirt I was gonna sell. Not worth it.
But I finally got it. I finally got a shirt. And I got that little doll that he has in the background right there.
I see it.
This guy here.
Yeah, that guy right there. Yeah, I got one of
those.
Do
you have keychains? Do you have them like in a keychain form like this?
I wish. Those are dope.
I got Facade.
He doesn't have anymore. He got rid of the dolls. He doesn't like the dolls no more.
And
I might be out actually.
What I got? I got Danny. I got Facade, and I got Autumn Breeze.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they hit me up, the Slam Buddy guys, like when they were starting to make those keychains, and like I had a lot of the Slam Buddies at that time, so I was just like, maybe I'm a next order. But these are the actual full size Slam Buddies are pretty low right now. Maybe I'll switch over to the keychains for a little bit.
I know what happened to mine. My dogs are using it as a toy by accident. So
a lot of my friends, a lot of my
sometimes, right? See, it's like a voodoo doll. Sometimes your head feels really like wet. And you're like, what the heck?
I'm wondering why my neck is hurting. Then that must be it.
He's
gonna go on the DL, Sabrina. He's gonna get injured. Injured. Can't wrestle for weeks.
Not my problem. I don't because he doesn't like to wrestle where I go anymore. So it's cool. It's whatever. Like PPW. Who cares? No, he has tried to get me to go to Titan. I should come check it out at Titan because like
come check it out.
I do know a few of the guys like Aaron and Flash. Carter,
you gotta beg your promotion to come to the Milford area because, as I told Sabrina every time, the last time a wrestling promotion came to Milford, Pennsylvania, to Delaware Valley High School, was I've been here 16 years now. Wow. So, I think it was 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Last time DV got an actual wrestling event. I went to both shows, and they were fire.
Really?
And that's before I started a podcast. That's before anyone knew me anywhere in the opposite part of the country. Yeah. And I've been begging every wrestler that's in the area, tell your promotion. I had Redbeard, local wrestler. Yeah, John Redbeard. John Redbeard gave me this big novel. I was like, they don't let it because of the ring and the floor. And I'm just like, okay. Maybe I should give up that dream and just start traveling because I do travel a lot. So, but then another wrestler told me there's a chance. So I was like, all I could see is the Dumb and Dumber meme. So you're telling me there's a
There's a
chance.
chance. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
me. That's me. And then I
Yeah.
can see the Jurassic Park meme with the T-Rex stomp, and you see the water
Yeah.
drip.
Yeah.
And then, that's all I can see is, boom, indies are coming. Boom. Yeah, I better get my business cards.
There you go.
I'm telling you, last year was my first year back into indie wrestling, and like a lot of people don't know that because it's just well, there's stuff that like people don't need to know about on the camera, but I after getting back into it a lot, I've loved a lot of matches. I think one of my favorites of yours was when you and Mitchell went against someone, and Mitchell like I think he told me now after that like he took it out of hand, but he like got mad at you for the match or something, and he walked out. Do you remember that match?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's part of the because he's like, we're done, and that was like part of the story. And then later he said, no, I just got really heated, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Well,
oh shoot.
behind the curtain. So everybody is going to expect me to turn, right?
Right.
Let's face it.
You have
like,
a natural heel in you, to be honest.
So like everyone, like I look like any 90s, 80s teen villain in a high school.
We're gonna say
comedy.
that part.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like the bad guy in any like.
I was gonna say a glorified
movie.
frat boy, but okay.
Yeah. So like that's what most people see me as. So immediately people are gonna think he's gonna turn on Mitchell. So what we did, I was like, why don't you shove me? Like, because I had the eye patch because of my damn. I forgot
The
about
pirate,
that.
the pirate.
So the eye injury we played off of because I think originally they had it set up where I shoved Mitchell. I'm like, everybody's gonna know the next show I'm turning. Then I'm like, why don't you have Mitchell shove me? Switch it so that everybody's like, oh, maybe Tom's a jerk. Like, is Tom gonna turn on Moran? So then when I turned on TJ, boom, I'm the jerk. But you all thought for a moment that Tom Mitchell's the bad guy. And that's what I was going for.
I'll be honest with you. I felt it in my soul the whole time. That even though you
Yeah.
shoved me, I was like, no, it's Johnny Moran. Because when you turned the next show, I freaking called it because you went out of the ring and then something just didn't add up. I was like, this match, they're not just going to easily let the team PPW win. Like, that's just not how it's work. And then when you came out, I remember us sitting there with my ex-podcast partner going, and she went, no way. And I went, oh, okay. I mean, I kind of saw that coming, but like not today. Like I was I was like, ooh, because like it's true. Like when you first came in the ring, when I first saw you ever, I was like, he's a glorified frat boy right there. Like this guy is a heel. There's no way he's going to be Tommy with Mitchell.
That's like Sabrina's favorite word. We only
I've
had
never been in a frat.
The last guest I did with Sabrina. That's the word she was using for the last guest that we did a show together. Glorified frat boy. I was like, that needs to be on a T-shirt. Sabrina with the smiling face on the front and on the back.
When Moran just shows up in freaking shorts and Vans, yeah, it's a glorified frat boy.
Yeah.
And a gallon of water, water jug. I remember that really hard.
What's the Yeti?
These are all facts. These are all facts. Like,
is that a Yeti cup you have, or is that a regular, Johnny?
It's not a Yeti. It's a Hydra Peak. I think I won this. I've won like 5 of these. Like at like.
That could be a weapon in a match. I swear.
Oh yeah, no, this will kill you. I have a gallon one. That's my favorite one. I take that one to the gym.
So do you do like have you ever done like a hardcore match? And like, have you had a favorite?
Have I done a hardcore match? Yes. Like I've done, I think 3 or 4. I never bled or any of that, like on purpose, if that's what you mean. Or are you talking like a death match, or are you talking a hardcore?
I'm saying hardcore. And like, do you have a favorite match from it? Like one that stands out.
Yeah, my favorite hardcore match would probably be my first one. It was a hardcore match because they called it like an unsanctuaried match at that time. They all put like some kind of spin on it. But that was my first one, and I was with this guy by the name of Jason King. He's an older wrestler. He doesn't work anymore. But I remember I was like, oh, crap. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, they don't train you how to, like, take a back body drop on chairs or, like, and, like, I know, and, like, going into it, I'm like, I know he's going to want to do stuff that, like, I've never done before. So, like, you're uncomfortable. And I remember we're calling the match in the back, and I'm like, so what do you want to do? And he's like, he looks at me and he's like, this is what I see. And then he went over a spot, and then like he's setting it up, I'm taking him, he's going through it. And I'm like, okay. And like I'm cool with that one, right? And I'm gonna let that slide. Let him be like, all right, fine, you can take that. So then he says something else. And he's like, and then I'll go through it. And I'm like, oh, I like that. Yeah, I'm okay with that too. Like, I'm good with that. Check. Go ahead. And then I think there was like 2 other things. And he's like, all right, I'll go there and through that. And then I'll go through that. I'm like, do you want me to go through anything? And he's like, no, kid. He's like, I know you don't know how to take this stuff. He's like, I'll take the dangerous stuff. He's like, just make sure you don't kill me. And I'm like, what? Right. So then like, I kind of returned the favor, like in other matches, like I've been through tables, I've been through doors and other matches, like where I knew like the person wasn't comfortable taking it, but like I knew a safe move that I could put myself through it with. So it all comes around. I would say that one was my favorite one though, because like it was a semi-main match. Like we were right before the main event, and like I know a lot of people say it's a popcorn match, but like on that show, like that match had story to it. Like it was kind of my breakout match, like where it was like, oh, he can handle like a main event match if he needed. And that was kind of a big deal for me.
Awesome. Nice.
So
I mean,
sorry. Go on. Your next question's for, and then we're gonna
okay.
Go slow.
I gotta ask because I was talking to Gavin earlier today. And I said, like, I mentioned to Gavin, you know, him and I, first of all, he asked me to be his Valentine.
Aww.
So, yeah. So he asked me, he was like, I think, yeah, I'm having Johnny Moran on. Do you want me to say anything? And he was like, yeah, like he wants to know how, I want to know, has he ever given you a drawing?
Oh my God. Yeah. All my, here, like.
I need one of me.
There's one. There's another one right there. There's 2 more in my bedroom. Like Gavin has given me 5, 6 drawings. Like
because he wanted to know if you ever actually hung them up. So now
they're all hung up.
I'll send him
live
that
on
little
video.
clip.
You just saw they're all hung up.
Well, at the end of the podcast,
not going in my bedroom.
Sabrina needs to screenshot that so he can know. And you got to ask your friend, where's the one with Joe Panther III? I need a drawing of me like.
No, I need one of me first because I'm his Valentine. Like this is how it works.
That's right.
Gonna be like Titanic. He's gonna draw you like
big heart in the
draw
back.
me like all your French
girls. Before we close, like freaking little Gavin has set the bar so high with me with boys because I'm like, Gavin is so cute and adorable, and it's like, oh, you know, hi Sabrina. Like he'll run up to me at each show, like this and that. Like, okay, imagine like an actual guy like my age, you know, being that excited to see me. You know what I mean? Like he's setting the bar high. You know,
that's gonna be me, Sabrina, on Saturday. I'm gonna be like, I've never met you in person, and I'm gonna be like, oh my God. Like, finally.
I used to hate hugs. I'll be honest with you.
I won't be hugging.
I no, it's fine. Like, but when I met Johnny, I gave him a hug, and I was like, this is weird. I usually don't like to give hugs. But I was embarrassed. So I kind of threw the whole that out the window. I was like, yeah, nice to meet you. Bye.
I'm short, so a hug always has to be like shoulder tappy because I'm teeny.
Johnny's not as tall as I thought he was.
I'm only 6 foot. If
I'm 5'1", so I'm a shoulder hugger.
Holy hot.
Yeah.
He looked really tall.
Jeez.
But I will say, guys, he does have merch. I will.
Yeah.
I have to say, Sabrina's model Johnny's shirt off, and let's tell our fans where they could find themselves an awesome Johnny Moran t-shirt.
In his trunk.
In my trunk. Or teesprings.com. If you go to my link tree, I have all my social media and my link to my Teesprings. I think that's the first thing on there.
Yes.
I love how it's like Teesprings. Like I never heard of like that as your link. I just knew that because in the beginning of the podcast, you're like, yeah, on the back of my trunk, you know, like so it's like catch him at intermission. He'll be set up in the parking lot.
So, if any of our fans would like to follow you, Johnny, on social media, where can they find you?
So if you have Instagram and Twitter, it's Johnny Moran _. If you're looking for me on Facebook, I have a like page. Please go to that. It's Johnny Moran, the wrestler. Also, I have a YouTube. You have to type in Johnny Moran, the wrestler there also because there's a famous basketball player with the same name. Yeah, he's apparently really good. So follow him too while you're at it.
Before we go, Johnny, is there any upcoming shows that you'll be performing in so our fans could find you?
This Saturday, I won't be performing in it, but I will be an agent in the back. That is Chosen Professional Wrestling. That's a branch of Titan. Then the following weekend, I will be at Titan Championship Wrestling, getting a tag team title shot with Aaron Roxas, my manager. You know that guy, the manager.
The manager.
The manager.
The Scarager is what I'm going to call him.
The Scarager. I like that. That's a good hashtag.
You know what? If you make that a hashtag, I better be getting some credit for this.
Well, hey, don't come at me about it. Tell him. Tell him.
Well,
no.
Thank you again, Sabrina, for being my awesome co-host and helping me open PPW 100 week. And once again, thank you, Johnny, even though you're not on the show that night, for coming on.
Yeah, okay. Even though you're not at the show that night.
That's okay. I'll be there.
You made me think of PPW. That's why.
You're gonna be a Titan, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be a Chosen.
Right.
Well,
I'll be in the back there.
Guys. This is awesome. I'm so glad I got a chance to do PPW 100 week and open up with the coolest guy, Mr. Johnny Moran. I'm Joe Panther the third.
I wouldn't say coolest guy, but
yeah,
I'm
you guys are the coolest.
I hyped him up. I'm Joe Panther the third.
I'm Sabrina.
I'm Johnny Moran.
There you go.
And we will catch you in the next one. See you later, guys. See you Wednesday.
I am sweating.